Now, I'm going to talk about the test. It's coming up on Friday next week. You know what this song is? Pressure. Have to learn to pressure. Alright, now people get all concerned about my tests because they're kind of different too. Not surprising, I'm kind of different. What are my tests like? Or what do you need to do? First of all, reminders. I've already told you some of this in class, but number one, open notes, open book. Probably won't help you that much, but you feel free. 2, I told you what the first question is going to be. I did. If you can't remember, watch some of the videos. 3, you're going to have to save something onto the T drive. You will. Trust me. Okay. So what else we got? Basically, there's a couple different kinds of questions I put on here. Some of them are straight, you know, right on the paper kind of thing. You know, it's kind of like out of your physics lecture homework kind of problems, but probably not even that hard. 2, I have some experiments set up. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. But usually they're pretty simple experiments where I tell you, measure something. It's all set up. You just got to take the data. For those ones, there are certain stations that are going to be reserved for that question. So if you're doing that question, you should be on that station, and if you're not, you should be somewhere else, at least until everybody else gets done, because we only have a limited number of stations. Okay? The one question that people get all concerned about, well, there's also, sometimes I have experiments set up where you have to take data, you know, not on the computer. But the question that everybody gets concerned about is the essay question, or questions, depending on how I feel. Those are usually pretty straightforward too, but people make them so much harder. And the idea here is you want to take some of the stuff that you've learned here and to be able to design an experiment. So for example, if I told you I wanted to, you know, an experiment that you could measure the temperature distribution inside your oven, how would you do that? Well, we can assume that you can have a temperature probe that you can fit inside your oven, and then it hooks up to a computer. And then you could say, I'd have to have some kind of, and I'd have to use a jack stand, maybe. That's a good idea, jack stand. And you use the jack stand, you put it at one height, you close the door, you get a measurement with the Logger Pro, change to a different height, get the measurement of the height, Logger Pro, things like that. The idea is you can make up your own sensors as long as they make sense. I mean, you can't have a magic force probe and say, or a magic temperature probe and say, I would use my magic temperature probe, which immediately gives me all of the temperature distribution in the oven and directly into my mind, and I would type it out. Okay. That doesn't make any sense, does it? That's not going to work. Don't try that. Don't do that at home. Don't do that at school. Don't do that anywhere. Okay. So is there anything else you need to know about this test? It's long. My tests are long. They're not hard usually, but they're long. And the reason for that is because I want to give you as much opportunity as I can for you to show me what you know. I always hated tests where there's 3 questions, and if you get one wrong, okay, 67, you're dead. No. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that at all. I want to make sure you can get a chance to it. But because my tests are different from most other tests, typically people usually do a lot better on the second test than they do on the first test, you see. And my example I gave in class was somebody once had a 58 on the first test, got 100 on the second test. Don't be that person. Just do good on both of them and make me happier. It's easier for me to grade tests when you do well to start with. Okay? So does anybody got any questions? Because, you know, if you do ask the computer, you're not going to get an answer. If you do have a question, you're probably going to want to email me as soon as possible. Oh, I forgot to tell you, yeah, I think my phone got disconnected at school. Yeah. All right. So, I'll see you on Friday. Good luck. You can do it. Bye.